Oh. Right. Hey everyone, welcome back. So in today's video, I just wanted to have a quick chat with everyone just to talk about what things I wish I knew before I started university. So I'm at Exeter in my first year. Well, I haven't finished yet because I still have online exams, but first year's pretty much over at this point. I'm moving out next week. I've written in my trusty notebook the points I want to talk about today. Yes, I do have a pencil because I'm crossing things off. The first thing I wish I knew was I wish that I'd learned how to cook before I came to uni. I thought I would have enough time to learn and enough money to learn. I bought a recipe book, but that just, you look at the ingredients and you're like, oh, I can't find 3 or 4 of those things. Recipe books just aren't the one. You need to learn home recipes. Get whoever you live with at home to teach you some recipes. I tried, and honestly, after a bit of just experimenting, I just went back to how to make the thing I knew to make, which was just pasta every single night. So I definitely recommend learning to cook. The second thing I wish I knew before uni, you have to bring like a small suitcase or something. I brought a big suitcase when I came, and when I went back for Christmas I had to lug a massive suitcase on the train, which was not fun at all because you just can't fit it on like the racks. Definitely recommend a small suitcase just so when you travel home it makes it a bit easier. The third thing I wish I knew before uni, people will try and take advantage of you as a student. They think you're inexperienced. I didn't realise this and I wish that I knew it. For example, I got Tesco delivery, I don't know, maybe twice a month. 3 times in a row, I bought a pack of 15 eggs and like 6 of them were cracked or had frozen too much so that they split or cracked, same thing basically. And I couldn't use them. I feel like they gave them to me because they knew that they were delivering to a hall. I don't know, I could be wrong. People, I just feel like they think you don't know things. Tenant, you are entitled to maintenance, repairs, you're entitled to a lot. Have a look at the things you're entitled to and don't forget to use them. Another thing I wish I knew before uni, I just thought that I would have so much free time and that I would just go with the flow and see where life takes me, and I'd go to my lectures, but then when I'm not in my lectures I can just chill and watch Netflix. I can wake up at 11 if I have 11:30, I can wake up at 1 if I have a 1:30. Thing is, it's just the best thing to get into a routine, and I wish that I knew that from the start because I realised that like a week before I'm gonna leave. Like I realised that like last week. It's really good to get into a routine because it makes you feel like you, I don't know, like it just makes you feel good. When you go outside, you don't feel like you just woke up 20 minutes ago at 1 o'clock. You feel like you've had a good day already. There are so many times I would wake up at 12 or something and then just feel like I'd completely wasted the day, and I think it's fine to do that sometimes, but for the most part I think it's best to just set the alarm at the same time every day and just get into a routine, like have some breakfast. You can watch Netflix in the morning instead. Just get out of bed, is my opinion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the 5th thing I realised after being at uni for ages, when you come to uni, bring a ton of pants and socks. And I say that because I didn't have that many, I had to buy some. You literally get through them so quickly, much quicker than you'd expect, and then you have to do your laundry all the time and it's so annoying. If you just have a massive supply, you can do your laundry whenever it's full, but sometimes my laundry basket would be quarter full, but I'd have to do it because I'd used all my pants and socks. So yeah, I'd recommend bringing a lot of those. You're using these things and putting them in the laundry every single day. If you don't have enough for like 2 weeks, then you're going to be having to do your laundry a lot more than you should, and laundry is quite expensive. So yeah, that's the top tip of things to bring, which I should probably make another video on that. If you want to see that, give this video a thumbs up. Please just bring pants and socks, that's all I'm saying. Another thing I wish I knew was that attendance is important. I knew before coming to uni that they recorded lectures and put them online, but I didn't realise, sorry, I'm not centered, this must be really annoying. Is that better? I just always thought before uni that I would just come and then I'd wake up. I genuinely thought I'd wake up at 11 if there was a lecture at 11 and just watch it in bed. I didn't realise that sometimes lecturers can take up to 3 days. Well, this is ooh, drop my pencil. This is representative of Exeter, but sometimes they can take 3 or more days to put the lecture online, which is fine because I guess they expect you to go to the lecture, but it's just a bit annoying because say you miss Monday, that means that you can't go to Tuesday and Wednesday's lectures. Well, for me anyway, I wouldn't personally go to Tuesday and Wednesday's lectures. I feel like with maths, if you don't understand the thing before it, you don't really understand the thing after it. So I can't really go to the next lecture if I don't understand the lecture before. This probably doesn't make any sense to people. So if I miss Monday, there's absolutely no way I'm gonna go to Tuesday because I'll sit there like the whole time. Like that. I would definitely say to go to your lectures because you can't rely on lecturers uploading it because sometimes they don't. I've fallen into a rut where I got like a week behind and it is not fun catching up. I had to catch up on like 15 lectures in one day. It was just the most awful experience I've ever been through. Actually, that's a lie. But it was a very awful experience. Right, let's cross this off. Found it. Another thing is stay on good terms with your flatmates. And I know that like you probably watch this and think, oh yeah, well of course I'd stay on good terms with my flatmates. I'm a nice person. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. There's gonna be people in your flat who you don't get on with. I know one person out of everyone I've met in my first year who genuinely gets on with everyone in their flat. Actually, maybe 2. Everyone's different. Like, strangers are thrown... I'm sorry, I'm not in the middle. It's really annoying me now. Okay, like, everyone's not gonna get on with everyone. You're not gonna get on with a random bunch of strangers. In my experience, in the flat I'm in, 3 people left since the start. People sometimes have different values to other people. People can be messy, people can be disgusting, steal your stuff, not help with the chores around the flat, for example the bins, like cleaning down chairs and sofas, things like that. Borrow things and not give them back. People can break your stuff. It's annoying. Just treat these people with grace. If you can't tell, I have been through this. If you want me to talk about this in more depth, let me know in the comments because I have a lot to say about it. Not everyone is respectful. People can use your food and use your stuff and leave it dirty without asking you. The thing is, I find it hard to be angry with people. They did it and I would be like, oh my goodness, they've done it again. I was never that person who was like, oi, stop using my stuff, so fair enough. I mean, I did say, okay, I'm not gonna get into this. I never wanted there to be any beef because I knew that as soon as that happened, the flat dynamic would just shift uncomfortably. I'd have to live there for the rest of the year and just feel uncomfortable. So yeah, that's another thing that I learned from uni that I wish I knew, is that you're not gonna get on with everyone in your flat. Jeez, that was a really long point. I'm really sorry about that. Another thing that I wish I knew, explore the city that you're in or the town that you're in. Me and my friends all thought that in the summer we would be able to go exploring because it would be sunny. We could like go on the days out and stuff and go watch the football and things like that. The summer ended so unexpectedly because of everything that's going on right now. I'm leaving Exeter not really having explored it, and I wish that I had gone through the year and just at the weekends just getting the bus and seeing where it takes us and things like that. I feel like uni is the time to be spontaneous. There was one time I spontaneously went to the beach, but apart from that, I just don't think I've really been anywhere else. I've been like outside town maybe twice in the whole year I've been here, which is really, really bad. Even if this year wasn't cut short, I would probably still spend this term revising and wouldn't have much time to be spontaneous. Definitely in the first 2 terms, just try and explore and travel as much as you can and get to know where you're living. So the next thing I wish I knew, nighttime is the best time to do shop. Don't get it delivered because that's what I did, and that's expensive. You gotta pay for delivery, you gotta pay for your time slot. If you just walk to the shops, it's just free. Go at night because that's when they reduce all the items. One time there was like a big cake that was like salted caramel, and it had been reduced from like £3 to £1. I don't even remember. You get all the deals at night time. I know the co-op, I don't know if it's just my co-op, but the co-ops I've been to late at night have like a rack of all the discounted things, especially in the bakeries in the co-op. If you go, there'll usually be like a pack of biscuits or something, cookies, that will have a reduced sticker on them. So yeah, go in at night time is what I'd say. Oh, I just saw 2 magpies. But yeah, I wasted so many months just, you know, spending money on time slots when I could have been buying cakes for £1. So the next thing is all-nighters don't work, and waking up at 6 to do work doesn't work either. I've done that. I've been there. You don't want to do that because you don't realise how tired you'll be the next day. And whatever you have planned that day. For example, if you do it on a Monday night, because nothing's ever going to be due Saturday or Sunday, you're not going to ever do it where you just have a free day the next day. When I did it, I found out that I was actually so dead the entire day afterwards. You could stay in and study all night and then just sleep all the next day, but that's just not healthy for you. And that follows on to my next point, which is actually, that doesn't follow on at all. My next point is you can go clubbing any night of the week. In fact, my favourite night to go clubbing is Tuesday. And when I said that to my friend, I was like, oh, I'm going out tonight or something. He goes to another uni. And he was like, what? On a Tuesday? And I was like, yeah, like, why not? Here, people go out, there's like things you can do every single night of the week. You can make any night into a fun night. It doesn't have to be Friday and Saturday. And that's something you guys have to know before starting uni, because my best nights out were Tuesdays. So, just saying. Another thing I wish I knew was that employers will look at your social media in the future. Just keep it respectable. Don't post anything you wouldn't want your grandma to see. Be kind to people. Like, you can still post pics in your cute little dress. Just heed my warning. I have definitely lost count at this point, so I'm just gonna keep on going. I don't even know how many I have here, so the next thing is try and get some experience in either volunteering or getting a job. First year is a year to experiment, I think, and there were so many nights where I was just doing absolutely nothing. Employers these days, a degree isn't enough sometimes. You need something to stand out among all the other thousands of people who have the same degree as you. Especially if you get something like a 2-1 or a 2-2, there's going to be people who have firsts and you don't know what you're going to get. Like, you can't just rely on getting a high first. You just have to get other experience and other things that make you stand out. I'm definitely going to do that next year. I wish I knew that before starting uni, which is what this video is about. I didn't do that and I wish I did. It can be quite annoying because accommodation might not be close to town. Sometimes you might have to might be a bit of a walk, but it's so worth it, especially if it's only once a week. On top of that, you could also get a job. If I'd have had a job that for just 1 day a week, that would have helped me out so much, because there were a lot of times that I had money problems. All I can say that I did this year was go to uni. I've just got a blank employment for this year, so. Which leads me on nicely to the next point, budget with your student loan. So over the summer, I worked at Sainsbury's. Can I say that? Yeah, I guess I can. I'm not saying anything bad about it. So I racked up quite a lot of savings for the year. Oh, you just need. Oh my goodness. So I had quite a lot of savings and I had my loan, and I still managed to use all of that and all my savings before Christmas, which meant that in second term I could only rely off the loan, which was smaller for the second term. I blew it. I don't even know what I bought. I literally don't. I have no idea what I bought that I managed to spend that much money, but it just flies. The money just goes. Sometimes you can spend £40 in a day, like you just don't realise it. One time I spent £100 on my hair, and yeah, it hurts me inside. So I wish that I'd have budgeted more, because maybe then I could have come out with more savings than debt. The next one is friends will change throughout university. I started off in one flat and changed to another flat. I thought that I would stay friends with everyone in my first flat. Unfortunately, I haven't spoken to any of them since, except one person who I only spoke to because he was on my course. So people are meeting so many new people at uni. You have to make effort with people, but don't expect that person to always be your friend, because they're also making friends with 100 people at once. You'd never know who is gonna stick together and be a proper friendship, and who's just gonna be like an acquaintance who you never speak to again. For me, I only realised who my friends were around December. Those were the people who I decided to move in with for second year. Lots of people were finding friend groups and getting into houses October, November, and that stressed me out a lot. I wish I knew that you don't have to find your friend group straight away. You can dabble in lots of different puddles and just see if you get on with people, and if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to force yourself to stay in the group. You don't have to force yourself to be friends with anyone. Stay around people who make you happy. The girls I'm with, they make me so happy, and I would be lost without them, so love you guys. I found that the people I'm friends with are people who I found in strangest ways. I would never have expected it. I thought I'd find friends from my flat, my course, and the societies I'm joining. I've met one of my closest friends from a birthday party at Spoons, where I only knew the girl whose birthday it was, and then I met another girl, and if I hadn't of gone to that birthday party, it's just crazy. I don't even know where I'm going with this. You may be without a group, you may not go out at night, or you may only go out with one person at night until you just keep adding people. It's fine, it just works like that. Ow! Another thing I wish I knew, first year is important. I didn't realise that first year was important. I thought it was a throwaway year. First year doesn't count. Like, you can just do whatever. You don't have to go to lectures. You can just chill in your bed. You can just make friends all the time. You can just eat pizza all the time. You don't have to go to lectures. You don't have to do work, because all you have to do is pass. Wrong. It turns out that the things you learn in first year build quite a strong foundation for the rest of the years, and if you don't understand it, that can be really bad, because you won't understand second year stuff and third year stuff. If you're going for a placement in the summer of your second year, when you apply for that, they'll usually go off your first year grade. If you have like third or something, they probably won't take you over someone who has a higher grade. So I would say that marks do matter more than you think, at least just on a basic level. You don't have to get 100%, 90%, 80%, 70%. Just try and do well according to your ability, but try and be the best that you can be. You won't be disappointed with yourself when it gets to second year and you wish you had done more. I've only got 2 more things left, so we're almost there now. The penultimate thing is try and come up with like a general plan for a career before you go to uni. And I only say this because I'm not doing maths next year. I'm doing medical imaging instead. The only reason I decided to change was because when I started looking into careers, I realised that I didn't want to do any of the jobs that came with maths. I mean, I'd be happy to be a banker, but I would be much happier doing things like working in the NHS. So when I realised that, I realised I was on the wrong course, and I immediately swapped. And if I'd have done that before I came to uni, I might have even known to swap before I even started maths, which meant I wouldn't have had to go through first year doing a degree I didn't want to do. It's always nice to have a plan as well, because even if you are happy with the course you're on, so say I loved doing maths and I really loved all the careers that came with maths, it's really important to know what to do, because lots of companies want you to apply quite early on for experience, which could be helpful when you eventually getting the job one day. Like there are literally, you could work at GCHQ, there's tons of financial companies which you can join, like actually I can't remember now, I threw them all in the bin. Just having an idea for what opportunities are available, and it's okay if the plan changes. Like it's okay if you have a general plan. For example, step 1, you do the degree. Step 2, during the degree I will look at options and go to careers fairs. And then once you go to the careers fair and you think, oh, I've got like 5 things, research them. I'd had like a top one. My number 1 was like I wanted to work for the company that made all those chocolate bars. And then I realised that I didn't, so yeah. I'd just say have a top 1, have a top 2, have a top 3. A list of things you would potentially want to do, and then have a look at the experience you need and experience days or experience weeks or placements they do, and try and apply for them. They'll usually be in the summer, and sometimes they're not open for first years, but sometimes they can be. Another thing is at careers fairs, there was a lady who actually gave me her email and said that I could have placement if I just emailed. Unfortunately, I changed my mind about maths like almost the next day, but that would have been a great opportunity if I had, so I'm just gonna add this in. So I technically do have one more thing, but go to careers fairs. I did kind of know this before uni, but lots of people don't, because lots of my friends didn't go to the careers fairs. They are very helpful, so go to careers fairs. And the final thing on the list, I didn't realise how quickly time would fly. It feels like just yesterday that I moved into uni and now I'm moving out. It's actually quite scary. Just make the most of the time you have at uni. I thought, oh my goodness, 3 years on a course, that is so long. It's going to be such a long chapter of my life, but it's not. It goes by so quickly. It's actually quite a short chapter of your life. It's shorter than secondary school and primary school, and you just have to make the most of it. So my final thing is, don't take days for granted, because time flies, you know. Okay, that is everything I have written down, so I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and to anyone who's new, please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out, and yeah.